Hello YouTube, this is Morgan, AirspeedPrime here with a channel update for December 2017. So I thought this would be a good time to do an update because obviously end of the year, you guys know the last couple of years I've done some sort of end of year kind of content type stuff, so I want to kind of go over a lot of that stuff so you kind of know what to expect. And there's some other stuff to talk about, some, topics obviously that I'll be covering, other videos that will be coming out. This will give you a good idea about what you'll see kind of over this month from me and my channel, and then I'll talk about some other stuff at the end. But yeah, in terms of Avatar content this month, you can obviously expect the usual stuff of I'll cover any news that does come out. That's always been the case. That's always been one of, if not the main things on my channel, along with product reviews when they come out, whether that be the books or merchandise and so on. And that's the sort of stuff you'll see if I get that stuff. So I obviously put in an order for some Zen Monkey Studios pins. I specifically ordered the Aang and Iroh pin. Once they ship and arrive, I'll do some sort of a little video covering them. Obviously they are pins, so there's not a lot to kind of say or see, but I'll do a little bit of coverage on them to give you guys a better idea of the, I suppose, quality in hand. So you can expect that. Then, in terms of end-of-year content, the main stuff I'll be doing is probably like one of my more popular videos from last year was my top 5 story moments from 2016. This year, of course, I'll do a top 5 story moments from 2017. So that's obviously my favorite moments from the various kind of story-related merchandise that we got this year. And I'll cover all that stuff. It'll be a discussion basically about the quality of the story that year as well. I'll also do a 2017 kind of year in review for Avatar video. That'll cover both merchandise side of things as well as the story content we got from Dark Horse. And I will also do a 2018 preview video about what merchandise we kind of have to look forward to next year, as well as what story content we have next year also. And then as usual, I'll do other discussion videos as well, as they kind of happen, as I decide to do them. Cover the news, as I said, and just any general Avatar stuff that kind of springs to mind, really. Next up, I suppose Star Wars is going to be a really big thing this month with the release of Episode 8, The Last Jedi. I have been obviously covering Rebels and a lot of the bigger stuff that's come out. And in a way, I've kind of waited, I've held off on discussing some of the more recent news to do as kind of content in or around the release of The Last Jedi, when I think you guys expect me more to do Star Wars content. So I will of course be doing a review for The Last Jedi once I see it. I am planning on seeing it in the opening couple of days that it's out. And then I probably will do other discussion videos after the review, focusing on specific parts of the movie depending on how it goes. And then other topics are like, I have had some people asking me what my thoughts are on some of the recent announcements, like the live action TV show that's coming, the other trilogy that the director of Episode 8 is going to be doing that's separate from the current stuff, and just I suppose the future of the animation, and just in general that they really seem to be expanding out Star Wars now going forward. So those type of videos I'll do also during December. Sword Art Online stuff. This month actually I should have a good few videos in terms of reviews. So I have already Sword Art Online Girls Ops Volume 4. That review will probably be actually like today or tomorrow or the next day. So that'll probably be one of the first ones you see, the 4th volume of that manga. I also have coming the Sword Art Online art book. So I'm really looking forward to getting that, and I will do a video covering that. Then also released later in the month, I'm not sure on this because usually it is a huge struggle for me to just manage to get these books and get them in any way quick. But my hope is that I'm able to get Volume 12 of Sword Art Online, the latest part of Alicization, which I think is released on the 19th, and I hopefully will be able to get that as soon as possible, and I will review it. I know a lot of people love those reviews when I review the volumes. And then also, I should have this in the next couple of days, Sword Art Online Alternative Gun Gale Online, that manga, the first volume has come out in English. I have that ordered, it'll be arriving soon, and I will do a video on that. That's going to be the source content for the other Sword Art Online anime that's coming out, I think next year as well. So that should be really fun. Then I will also be doing. I don't do too much video game content really. Kind of much more or less like one video at E3, but towards the end of the year, this will probably be one of my last videos of the year. I'll be doing a video where I talk about the Nintendo Switch. Obviously, I did get one. I probably haven't talked about it all that much on my channel, but I did get one basically the day it came out, and have been buying a lot of the key releases throughout the year. So I want to kind of do a video at the end to talk about like how good of a year it's been and how much that system surprised me. So that'll be a fun video to do. And then, as I said, I'll be doing my usual videos that I do over the course of time as well. Like if Steven Universe has an episode that comes out, I'll review that. And so on, just the usual Avatar stuff. I do my Boruto reviews. I think there's one more manga chapter this year, I think. So I'll cover that. And anything else that comes out that's like important Naruto related for me to cover. Yeah, that's the majority of the kind of unique stuff. I'm sure other stuff will kind of pop up throughout the month that I will do, but that was just to give you guys an idea about what I will be doing, so you know that I'll have some of my kind of expected end of year content coming. So then, to finish off the video, I suppose you've probably heard most people you're subscribed to talk about this at some point. I guess it's my turn now, and that is the whole YouTube advertisement issue with the monetization of videos and so on. And I'd say like the last month or two has probably been like the most my channel's ever really been affected by it. I've had little issues here and there. Nothing incredibly serious in that, like, I don't think in the last like 5 years any of my videos have ever just been just completely like, this video has to be taken down for copyright. That's never happened. I've had videos where I've tried to turn monetization on and maybe it's like it's been ages before it actually turns on. But the last couple of weeks, actually since apparently YouTube updated their system about how it automatically checks videos to kind of put them in that kind of yellow monetization symbol where it's not suitable for all advertisers. That was meant to like make it like more intelligent so that it would avoid videos that there's no problem with them. And it seems like after that my videos have actually been getting hit by that more. Like before that, it was actually probably like 1 in every 4 videos I would upload would be hit by it. Now it's kind of nearly every video. I'd say it's like 1 in 4 doesn't get hit by it. Now, thankfully, that usually goes away after a couple of days. But the problem, of course, as you guys probably are aware, is that you get most of the views on any video you upload within the first couple of days when it's popular, it's new, it's at the top of people's subscription boxes. So, getting most of the views and the ads kind of being down means that you don't get as much from it. And especially because in general my channel is not huge, it means that there's a lot of times where it's just kind of like, yeah, I'm kind of not really going to get anything from that video. And it's frustrating, definitely, especially when like you put a lot of effort into like a video I think is really good, and then the second I upload it, it immediately goes from green to like orange or yellow, whatever the symbol is, and then there's no explanation for why they've made that decision. Like, I don't use bad language, I don't think anything I say is particularly controversial or anything like that, I don't talk about politics or religion or anything like that, so I have no idea why most of my content is actually getting hit by this. I assume it's because it's like I do mostly like review content and discussions based around Avatar, and so potentially there's some like Viacom thing where they just like automatically like flag anything that has Avatar because they want clips and maybe potentially people uploading full episodes taken down. But at the same time, a lot of it makes zero sense, because the biggest example of this is probably this week. The 2 Avatar discussion videos I uploaded this week, the one yesterday and one on Monday. The one on Monday was a discussion about why I feel in Avatar comics going forward, I feel we need to, in addition to the main comics that we get, the 3-part series, that we also need like a couple of shorter stories as well during the year. And in that video, the title is just Avatar discussion topic, why we need shorter stories going forward or something like that. The audio content of that video is literally just me talking. The visual content of that video is literally just a kind of a, it's basically just a blue slide with white text on it. There's nothing visually from Avatar in there. It's not a misleading title, so there is absolutely no reason for why that video should be getting hit or flagged by YouTube for any reason as being not suitable for all advertisers. Similarly with the video I did yesterday, which was the one where I discussed, what characters I think will get Zen Monkey Studios, and I kind of used that as a way to kind of discuss which characters would be in like the really popular tier versus characters who are just kind of liked by some but maybe don't have the overall appeal. I put a good amount of effort into that video, kind of making up the different, obviously a lot of planning in terms of like, okay, here's a list of characters and putting them into the correct order and so on, and making those different slides for that video. But again, I didn't use any even any screenshots from the show. The audio is just me talking, and then it almost feels like just me putting like Avatar and Korra in the tags for my videos is kind of what's causing it, and I don't really that kind of feels like it's a really stupid way to do it if that's really what's causing them to be hit, because it just means that wait, so we're not allowed to do any content about Avatar even if it isn't copyright infringing or anything like that. So that's frustrating. And then it's the same with other stuff, like my Boruto reviews. Most of my Boruto anime reviews get hit for a day, and then they go back to being properly monetized. Same with the Boruto manga reviews. The only stuff for the most part is that most of my news videos don't seem to get hit, but almost everything else does. Now, as I said, thankfully none of them have really stayed like that and just been completely I can't even appeal this. I only have one video on my channel since this has happened that is still in that kind of limited or no ads kind of still waiting under review, and that's the Voltron season 4 podcast review that I uploaded. And I have no idea at all why this is the one video that seems to be no, we can never monetize this. Because again, it's a podcast, so it's just a discussion, so it's clearly not against copyright, especially because the only thing I use is the main Voltron logo, and then it's clearly edited so that it says online podcast as well, Voltron online podcast, and it's just that one screen throughout the entire video, and it clearly says that it's a podcast review, so I don't know what's going on there. And it's just really weird. I have sent in a review appeal, but of course you guys probably know that the way they do it is that they'll only review it if your video gets 1,000 views over the course of a day or two, which most of my videos don't get, which means that effectively I can't ever get a review on any of my videos. So that one's realistically probably going to stay like that the entire time, and I suppose it's pretty lucky that it seems like the system has a way of kind of going back over itself and being okay, this was we initially turned monetization off, and now that we've scanned over it again, it's not actually a problem, let's go back. That system probably needs to be looked at again and maybe make it work quicker, where okay, I get maybe wanting to be cautious initially and just maybe start with it demonetized and then monetize it again, but you can't be doing that over the course of a day, or you really just hit creators way too hard on the whole site basically. Another example of this would be, I think I posted about this on Twitter. The last couple of reviews as part of my Avatar rewatch from a few weeks ago, so basically the finale, Sozan's Comet, I uploaded them basically over the course of 1 week, day by day. There was a point where I think all 4 of them, or at least 3 of the 4 finale episodes, were all under that limited or no monetization thing, and I was just kind of what is this now? Basically it's just 1 or 2 of those videos nothing's going to happen with them now because they've been demonetized for like a day or two. So that was like incredibly frustrating because it felt like right towards the end, I felt like the popularity for that series was really kind of like taking off, and then right at the end in the big episodes that like people want to see, you know, they start to get hit a lot more. And over the course of that entire series, like 61 episodes, I'd say just over half of those videos were demonetized for at least a certain amount of time before later being, you know, put back to being monetized. And then the other weird thing with that is that even though I said that on any time you go put in a request, it says we will only review requests once they reach like 1,000 views over like the previous day or two. I actually had, I'd say about 3 or 4 of my episode reviews actually reviewed. I got emails from YouTube saying that we reviewed this video and have reversed our decision and said like it is actually suitable for advertisers and the monetization has been put back on. So I've had actually 4 videos which didn't even meet their criteria reviewed and all put back on. None of them were actually like, yeah, this isn't going to get monetized. None of them were like that. And it just feels like, is your system not smart enough to be aware that like all those videos were part of like the exact same series, which were all done in the exact same format, and that any sort of a trust that, oh yeah, like he's going to suddenly sneak in uploading a full episode as like under the guise of like an episode review. Like, why would I do that suddenly right at the end? 61 episodes into a series. But anyway, that's pretty much all I want to say here, with just that like yeah, it's been really frustrating here, and to say that, you know, the other thing I suppose right at the end is that it goes along with that, and it also relates to stuff I get asked in comments sometimes, which is like, why don't you review this movie? Why don't you review this TV series, or start reviewing this? It's those sort of requests where like I can't really just suddenly drop everything and like move to fit that video in just because someone asked for it. Those type of videos I think very much have to be ones where I kind of go like, look, I have a Patreon account and I have that for a reason, and the reason is basically exactly that. If there's a video that you don't think I'll ever just kind of get around to doing on my own, you know, I think it's the $3 tier on Patreon. It basically allows you kind of to suggest more or less any video that you want. I think the way I have it set up is that I'll do any topic you want as an Avatar discussion topic, or I'll review the first 2 episodes of any show that you want as part of that. And that's kind of just the way I have to treat a lot of those things, where like I just do not have the time to just, oh, someone's asked me to do something, yeah, I'll just go watch that and upload it now just because you asked for it. That's what my Patreon is there for, and I sort of need to emphasize my Patreon a little bit more just because of how the YouTube ad stuff has been affecting my channel. Again, I'm not really going to do much more in terms of advertising my Patreon beyond just the usual. It's linked in the description for every one of my videos, and then occasionally I will mention something about it at the end of a video. I don't ever really want to lead in any video with like Patreon, so I'll leave it to the end of most videos, just so it's not super annoying. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say in the update. That gives you an idea of what videos will be coming out over the month and so on, and I suppose some of the YouTube stuff that's been affecting my channel. Because I suppose the reason I brought that up, one final point, is just that I feel like my channel's been actually growing okay over the course of the year, even though like I don't think it's been the best year for Avatar. I've been, you know, pleasantly surprised with the growth of my channel, and that I just in the past week, you know, got over 2,500 subscribers, which was great. And then, you know, while I'm still at the point where like I only get money from YouTube probably every 2 months to get over the threshold where they actually send you the money, it feels like I'm getting close to kind of hitting the, yeah, I should be just about able to get over that threshold every month and get the, whatever it is, €70 from YouTube. And that's kind of a goal of mine, to eventually get to a point where like, yeah, like my YouTube channel is making something every single month for me, but it's still small enough that like it really just like, oh cool, that'll like pay for like the next Avatar book and something else and so on going forward. So it's not a huge thing, but just for my own kind of YouTube goals, it's something that I'd like to happen. But yeah, that's been the video. In the comments, let me know what your thoughts were. But yeah, that's been the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.